What up? What up? What up? How y'all doing out there? This your brother Weeda. Um, Trying to get back into the habit of doing my videos. Uh, as you know, I constantly work all the time, and I'm in the office right now. So I decided to do a video, and I wanted to ask the question: are colored people citizens or are we slaves in America? Now, due to the fact though that we've been having issues with the government, not only them but with the police on how they have been treating our people are constantly being killed here in America, and it's just a fair question. How do the pale face people really look at us in America? Do they accept us as American citizens, or basically we just slaves and slaves have no rights? We are regarded as cattle to them. We are mistreated. There is no justice for the colored people in America. Um, why is it that we have all these questions and concerns about how the pale face people identify us in America? Because you got to understand, God told us that we are one people, and then He gives the genealogy and what lineage that each nation come from. So we know, well, certain people know that are reading the Word of God, to understand that we are completely different. And just because that we're born in America, that does not mean that we are Americans and that we do have the same rights as the pale face. And we done seen this through time and time again due to the mistreatment of our people and the social injustice, how our people are treated. So when you look at like Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, George Floyd, and many other people are that look like us that can identify with us as is the physical trait. You notice that these people were killed uh, due to racial profile. And see, the whole thing is once they are racially identified, we see that when it comes down to the justice system in America, that there was not given no justice for the people that are named that was killed. Now, the thing with George Floyd, it was just, hey, let's pass a bill so we could shut these niggas up. And hopefully everything go back to where it is. Whatever so happen afterwards, we'll deal with it when the time comes. So, if you understand what I'm talking about, And why I ask these questions? Because I've been watching YouTube videos where people, paleface, mainly a few of our people that will interact with the police and try to enforce their rights. And basically, what they're talking about is the First Amendment right about freedom of speech, freedom of the press, uh, right for search and seizure, all that stuff. So, my question is, do us as colored people have the same rights as the pale face? You know what I'm saying? Can we go and stand before a police officer without being snatched off the corner, thrown to the ground, taking a few punches and kicks before the handcuffs are put on us and thrown into a squad car and taken down to the police station and processed into the judicial system with a report being wrote on us giving a false statement about what it is that they conjured up and said we did that we didn't do. Because if you notice now, even in my situation when I was did time in the penitentiary, I had a police officer uh, arrested me, um, made a false allegation against me, and I was sentenced to 5 years in prison because I did 271 days county time before I even went to the joint. So, with that being said, is that's my experience to know and understand that where I say that where I fit is in America. I done had a police officer actually put his foot on my leg and told me go back to my own place. He told me deal with my own kind. I was actually talking to a white woman that police actually asked her, "Who are you with?" "Oh, I'm with this guy." I was thrown up on a police car and hit in the side with a stick and told me, you know what I'm saying, stick with your own. So after that, I've been kind of skeptical when it comes down to white women. And white women do have the uh, intentions to create false allegation against you just as well as the white male, which you can end up in jail or even get killed. So I'm pretty skeptical about the pale face that I deal with as at work. I have no choice but to talk to them, deal with them on a business level as far as doing my job and getting the work done because, like you said, we are bond servants to the people here in America, which people look at us as really, like I said, slaves. To the point is that other people were saying, no, I'm an American citizen, when that is not quite the case. So, with that being said, on that note, uh, there's a difference of opinion. There's a difference of opinion. And see, we as colored people, I had a little leniency given to us, which people start believing that, okay, we colored people were starting to be accepted in America. And soon as we start thinking and that we are accepted in America, then things turn around and they shift. And here it goes. A brother or a sister has been shot and killed, and there's nothing done in regards of a heinous crime being committed against our people. So why is it that we can sit here, be identified as African Americans in America, and called citizens, and when a crime is committed against our people, there's no justice to be what it says, justice provided for our people. I mean, some people feel as though just, you know what I'm saying, some things you could say, well, only for a few of our people that we can say justice has been given, but that don't mean that justice is always going to be, you know what I'm saying, be considered for our people due to the fact of who we are. And how pale-faced people look at us, how they consider us. You see what I'm saying? So with that, in that situation, what's being said is this: how do the pale-faced people really look at us in America? Can you say that they accept us even on a scale of being equal to them, that we are treated fair, we are given the opportunity just as the pale face, and the same rights that the pale face have is given to us just as well? Because basically I don't see it. And I don't deal with that due to what we say, racial profiling. Just like you racial profile me, I racial profile you. And God even said to our people when the covenant was broken between our God, what was going to take place in the land of our enemy. So, like the curses in Deuteronomy 28, and if you read out through the whole Old Testament, you could see every time Israel broke the covenant, that Israel was taken in the land of their enemy and was being oppressed and being killed and tormented. So when you look at this right here in Deuteronomy 28 and 36, it says, right, Most High shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. our people was forced and taken from their home and brought into captivity to another nation who mistreated our people. And due to that situation, where God prophesied what was going to happen to his people for disregarding the covenant that was given by God, which Moses implemented to our ancestors, as what why we go through the things that we go through. So my question is this: should us colored people who reside in America have the right to enforce the American law and say to police authorities that my rights are being violated? And see, if you really believe that you are under the Constitution, uh, these amendments ties into you being a citizen, us as colored people are fully mistaken. Because the fact is that when me as a colored man could sit up here and tell police that my rights are being invaded and that you are taking away my freedom of speech, I have no rights as a slave in America. And I do consider myself a slave because the fact is God told us that we was going to work as a servant to our enemies. And see, to them, if they was in our land, they would be considered bond servants. You look at the law according to Leviticus 25, we could just see the people that do not look like us are actually oppressing us. Okay, let's go down. These is the difference between a Hebrew servant and a bond servant. It says, and if thy brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, ye thou he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take thou no usury of him or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. I am the Most High your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God. And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant, but as a hired servant. And as a sojourner he shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. And then shall he depart from thee with both, he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen. Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shall fear thy God. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaid, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaid. See, we to them are bond servants. Our people were sold on lots as slaves to serve for the paleface. And due to this, was people was not realizing that in America you have no rights Uh, you are not given the right to justice. You are not given the right to freedom. You are not given the right as in equality. Why? Because we are not on top. We are at the bottom. We are not equal. God told us that we would be the tail and not the head. If you look according to the curse that came upon Israel for disregarding the covenant. So, with that being said, is this: are we, or do we fit in as citizens to America to say that we have the same rights as the pale-faced men and the pale-faced woman, that we can sit back and call the police on a pale face and say that our rights have been violated, we have been mistreated? Will the police step to a pale face and enforce the American judicial system of law, the same laws that they said that we are bound under to protect us in justice is served on the same scale as the white man or the white woman toward the colored man and toward the colored woman? If you see a certain percentages that you can say that us as colored people are not on the same scale as the white man, that justice and equality and our rights are entitled the same, is not shown, then we cannot say that we are American citizens in America. We cannot say that we have the same rights as the white man or the white woman in America. So how can you go on YouTube and go over here and talk about your First Amendment right as an American citizen when you are being treated as a slave? You are hunted and killed off like a Maine dog. How is that so fitting for us as colored people to have equality and justice in America when we are treated different? And people will go through the notion and talk about we us being born in America, we are entitled to the same rights just as well. And I would say that's not true at all. Uh, I talked to a co-worker who felt as though that America is trying to put us against each other, but it's not. It's God that's making the division. You have a choice on what is your way of life, on how you choose to live, what laws that you reside under. Is it the laws of God or is it the laws of men? You choose that right. And if you choose to live according to men, what does God say according to Jeremiah 17, verse 5? Thus saith the Most High, cursed be to men that trust in men and make flesh his iron, and whose whole heart depart from the Most High. we separated ourselves from the covenant, the laws of God. And due to the fact that we separated ourselves from our God, is why we are going through the heinous crimes of being killed, tormented, tortured. Our women are being raped. Children are being killed. Fathers are being taken out of their homes. We are not given the same rights as the pale-faced men or the pale-faced woman to say that, hey, we have that right. That's false. But if you conclude that and you think that for yourself, by all means, live your life as you see fit. But as me, I understand I'm a slave in America. I work for the pale-faced men to provide a living for my family. But with that being said, judgment is here. Judgment is being given on the choices that we have made regarding the law. And if we choose not to turn back to the covenant, then we have a problem with God. And we are going to be judged according to our ways. So, with that being said, uh, I could care less about the First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, whatever this thing is. It hasn't worked for me on, I ain't gonna say on numerous occasions, but at one time it did benefit me. And that's because I was in the mindset of thinking that I was an American citizen, that I did have the same rights. But that time right there, uh, the whole situation came down is that I went up against the pale face and I lost. Because even though I quoted the Fifth Amendment and wasn't put on probation, my brother was for helping me. And the fact is that he seen that, hey, what any brother would do, help off your own flesh. And with that being said, it's just like, man, what can you say? How can you conclude that? And hey, it is what it is. But we have no justice, we have no rights. People was going around here marching, talking about Black Lives Matter. It doesn't to the pale face, not at all. Well, this was just a temporary video, and I just wanted to bring this out because some stuff on my mind this the weekend, and I'm trying to do things, and I'm trying to set up the war room. I have my camcorder ready to go over prophecies, and you know what I'm saying, and try to understand what's going to happen in the future, what reflects about what happened in the past. So, with that being said, I'll see you on this next video. Uh, God, I do love you, and I do want to try harder. And I know when that time comes, my fasting is important, and my prayer is important, and keeping the laws and being obedient is important just as well. So, God, I pray that you extend your mercy unto me, and be with me in a time of need and trouble that what's about to take place, what you prophesied what will happen and what's going to happen in the days to come. And not the fact that I want to look forward to it, but I really feel as though I want to be ready and prepared to look forward to coming home and seeing the land of my ancestors. And I pray that you be with me, my brothers and my sisters who are righteous, who do understand the laws in the covenant, who do understand your will, and that we all are trying to come back to the laws of God. And I pray that you be with us for Selah. And again, this was just a video just to ask a question, and hopefully we get that answer answered. Until then, brothers and sisters out there, be strong, and let God be your refuge. So, hopefully we get to another video, and I'll talk with you then.